Hello listeners, it's your resident Dungeon Master and Janitor TJ here. Just jumping in at the beginning of the episode for the usual, if you are here because of the share from our wonderful sponsor Dark Somnium, please don't start here. You'll be very confused. There is a playlist linked on the right, you can check it out, it's all in order, it's all great, have a wonderful time. Secondly, we now have a logo. That's right, in addition to having some beautiful artwork done of our detectives, the phenomenal Sir Gorky, Michael Bushlau, has done an amazing job with the Nightmare Detectives logo, which we will be putting on our podcasting platforms as soon as one teeny tiny thing is done, that being the music, which Dark Somnium has graciously offered to do. As soon as that intro and outro music is done, all current episodes will be going up on Apple Podcasting, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and we will be doing a simulcast going forward. I'm very, very excited about that. We are actually, as of today, 24th of March, 2024, we are about to wrap up the entire campaign, 75 sessions, far too many for Monster of the Week. We'll not be doing that again, but it has been a wonderful journey, and very excited for what comes next. I'll have more info on that soon, but in the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy the continuation of the Fractal Hunt. We rejoin the Nightmare Detectives in the courtyard of the Gravity Mancer's dojo. And as you look over the body of who only Jericho recognizes as Otto Kruger, the Grand Master of the Gravity Mancer's dojo, you see Endicott running up through the doors, haggard, breathing heavy, and before he can even say anything, he goes pale and stares at the desiccated body of someone he once knew. And his eyes meet yours, Jericho, and he says, "Where's Fala?"
She was with us a moment ago. I guess she's still with JJ and Deimos.
And sure enough, you hear a crack, and behind you is Deimos, and he says, "Yeah, we decided on a little handicap for you. JJ thought he would wrap up the drama if we took one of your crew away, and in return, now you can have Endicott. You might have realised we didn't let him come to the little game show. That's not really for him, but while you're running around like little insects, you've got your friend. Good luck." And he cracks and disappears again.
Wow. No, I didn't think I'd meet someone so unlikable again so soon, but he is getting up there.
So, gang, you have a very large dojo and a body. The rest I leave to you. What would you like to do?
Jericho will just hover over Otto's body for a moment, and can I use either use magic to discern what happened here or how long he's been here, if sharp instead.
Whichever one you want to roll for. Also, Luce, you're not on roll 20.
Yeah, sorry, my friend called back, but I'm good. I'm pulling up my
Okay.
Google Doc and stuff.
Okay, you got an 8. So that's basically a mixed success. So I believe you get to hold 1.
Okay. Can Can I discern how long he's been here for?
Yes. You would estimate he has been here for about an hour. And there's obviously signs of a struggle. And it looks like it's been maybe just more than an hour because rigor mortis is sort of beginning to set in on the body. But yeah, you would guess between an hour and 2 hours.
I'll going through. Jericho kind of pulls away from the body and just kind of somberly says, "I gotta be the one to tell Renault." Fuck. Then he kind of remembers the last conversation he had between Fala and Renault about him having to leave very hurried and wondering if he was coming here.
Do you think he's all right?
He's not here so far. He did answer my call earlier before the office exploded, so...
Right. It's possible that he's being held where all of our other compatriots are, the ones who didn't respond. I suppose that's preferable to this.
Yeah, Otto was a good man. Great dad.
Callista, while you're talking, Capri is again like pushing around in that, like, whether he's in your pocket or your pocket dimension, he is like he was doing before. He's trying to get your attention.
Yeah, Callista looks at Jericho and says, "I'm sorry for your loss. One moment."
Of course.
She turns like slightly to the side and then conjures Capri in her hand and in both of her cupped hands and looks down at him.
Ah, Protector Callista. I thank you for answering. I have been trying to reach you for an undetermined period of time.
You have?
Yes, though my attempts were perhaps not getting through. Where were you?
Callista hesitates for a second and glances up towards the other two and then says, I was with Lady Death for a time, but I'm back now.
Strange. I should have been able to join you if you were visiting.
Well, I was visiting of a sort. I died in the explosion, so...
He cocks his head to the side, and like there's a little center on his on this mini orb, and it's basically like a divot for an eye, or like a little light, and it narrows, and he says,
Interesting. What was death like?
Callista seems to think about that for a second and says, it was temporarily painful, but then it was just like waking up. Granted, I don't usually sleep, so it was still a little disconcerting, but I just, it was like being summoned by Lady Death. I wouldn't have even known that it happened necessarily if I didn't remember so vividly the explosion and the panic that came before.
He looks past you and says, "Is that one with Lady Death?"
Callista immediately turns around to see what he's talking about, or who he's talking about.
He's looking at Otto Kruger, the man on the ground.
Callista takes a deep breath and glances at Jericho again and says, most likely, yes.
Would you like me to check?
If you could.
So yeah, if you give me a weird roll, and this will sort of be Capri's own roll,
Okay.
essentially. So I don't want to manipulate that.
Cute. Fuck.
That's okay. He goes over.
Well, I leveled up.
he scans it
Let's
and
go.
says, unknown. There are no connections that this body has. Fascinating. I apologize,
What?
Kalista. He turns to you. This body has nothing. No life signs, no magic. It is vacant. Is this bad news? Did I do... And he turns back to Callista and says, did I do a bad job?
No, Capri. Are you able to tell where his soul has gone?
He thinks for a minute and says, soul. That is life force. Yes?
Yes.
I see. It is not there. It has been... What is the word? Scooped.
Callista...
Scooped.
Yeah, Callista seems to think about that for a second. Yeah, that choice of words is ominous.
I'm sorry. I could have used a better word. I am still learning, relearning. But that is... No, I am getting distracted. I rejoined you because I... And he sort of spins around for a minute, trying to collect himself, and he looks at you, Jericho, and says, You are a part of the Fractal Hunt.
Yeah. Kind of suppose we all are now, but yeah. Jericho Branch. Nice to formally meet you.
But you are the one that must win, by any means necessary.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, ain't it?
Fractals must not go into other hands. While I was sleeping, memories returned to me. And I recall the fractals are important. You must be the one to inherit.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're really not wrong, little man, but kind of little focused on the pseudo freshly dead body of one of my closest friends' father. Don't get me wrong, I'm not forgetting about the hunt, but a lot of shit just been dropped in front of me.
But you do not understand. I am here because I sensed powers being taken recently, and I thought it was you. This is a problem. Someone else is taking fractal powers.
Yes, we've found at least 2 dead fractals now, and their powers are, well, we haven't found them yet, at least.
The guy outside of our HQ, I'm pretty sure was the air fractal. Some few months ago, we had this little spatial out of body meeting. Something happened to the fractal of air as we were voting on the hunt.
Right, but we don't know who took their powers yet, do we?
No. But I have a suspicion Deimos wasn't here just to taunt us after and we weren't just dropped here for no reason with him already being here.
Yes. I have a feeling Deimos was involved as well, but if that is the case, he's only getting more powerful with each fractal he kills. Which, of course, is a problem for us. We seem to be losing team members by the second.
Jimmy, you've been very quiet.
Oh.
I want to see what you're thinking.
Jimmy would like to read a bad situation.
Yeah, sure. While you're doing that, Capri kind of nestles back in Callista's hands, like he's just sort of like both tired and concerned. An 11.
Callista will cradle him.
Okay. He's just humming very lightly. An 11, yeah. Wow, bravo. So on an 11, I believe you hold 3. Let me see. Unless you're doing, so yeah, if you're doing 3, or if you're doing a oh no, that was a 12 plus, so no, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. What are your 3 questions?
All right, my first question would be, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
That's kind of a tough one. I guess yes and no. You're all hyper aware right now. I don't think anything is immediately around you. I will say that. I think that would sort of be very predictable if, there's someone else lying in wait, but there's a danger in the air. But no, I'm going to say no. There aren't any dangers right now that you haven't noticed.
Okay.
Because I feel like I fall into habit if every time it's yeah, there are.
One battle after the next.
Exactly.
My next question then would be, what is the biggest threat?
The biggest threat, to the best of your knowledge, is whoever is taking all of the fractal powers. Because, as Capri has just explained, you can't have whoever has that, it goes into their hands. So you could argue JJ is the biggest threat. You could argue if that is who's taking him, if it's him, if it's Deimos, or whoever is taking him is the biggest threat.
Okay. And my last question for you would be, what is the best way to protect the victims?
The best way to protect the victims is to either form alliances or for Jericho to take their powers and remove them from the equation. That's to protect the victims in Sturgeon. To protect the victims, as in the people that you guys have lost, get very powerful very quickly and take the fight to JJ, because this fractal hunt, once enough people have been removed, it will reach an apex, and when you hit that apex and that final confrontation happens, it's for all the marbles. Perhaps you could play more of JJ's games and bargain for the release of people that he has.
See, but yeah, that was my thought, is like, if we just wait and don't take any powers ourselves, then yeah, like we would just,
That clock is going to
even if we made it, even if we made it to the end, like it would just be one, Jericho with only his powers versus somebody who has all the rest of them, and that wouldn't be good odds. So
the clock is going to keep running down regardless. So yeah, it is important that you make a decision on how you want to play that.
Well, we do know where another one of the fractals already is. Where Babylon and his dream team are, they have one that if we want to go after Fractal, that would be one of the better places to start. Also,
we also know that Paint Gunkerson is a Fractal as well, and a friend.
right.
We could go and see him as well, because I feel that would be met with less hostility than going for yeah.
Yeah, it depends on if our strategy revolves around making an alliance or attacking a different fractal, because a stronger alliance would end up being the people that we already know, Paint Gunkerson and Babylon Stump. At least we've had contact with them before, and they would be more likely to stand with us. But we don't really know if they have any more information than we do, but I suppose it could be worth a shot.
at this point, if they do or don't, they should at least be made aware that Deimos is actively hunting them,
And JJ, for that matter.
And also, it isn't just Deimos. When we all had our meeting on the astral plane, there were other fractals that voted in favor of the hunt. Don't get me wrong, Deimos was by far the most eager for it. But there were others. There were others who wanted to start.
I think perhaps we may want to abide by the principle of safety in numbers. It would likely be less wise for at least the three of you to be split up. At the very least, we may be more likely to attract one of those fractals if they do seek out you, Babylon, or Paint to get your power. We may, if we can't find them first, at least they may hunt us out in the meantime, and we can defeat them then.
Endicott has been sat there listening to you guys, and he kind of takes a beat around you and says, I have to agree. This is a most severe threat. One could argue it is a calamity. And when a calamity happens, you must be willing to do what is necessary. You don't get to be the good guy every time. Because good and bad in situations like this are just nonsense. And he puts a hand on your shoulder, Jericho, and says, My boy, I'm sorry, but in order to save Sturgeon, to save the people you love, we love, you may need to do some bad things. But it doesn't mean you have to lose yourself in the process. You are and always will be Jericho Branch. Just like all of you will always be the Nightmare Detectives. But if you try to play this by the rules and play this safe, I'm afraid you'll lose.
Jericho looks at Endicott and kind of slowly says, I voted for the hunt to start as well. I know what's at risk. I know that I need their fractals. But I'm trying, I've since that meeting been thinking of a way to not need their lives. But I'm not above taking them if it means that I come out victorious in the fractal hunt.
And he nods and says, then you know what you need to do. And I will be here to help however I can. So
Let's go find Babylon and paint.
Okay. Do you guys want to do any investigations around the dojo before you go?
And nothing before, like, we also leaving, or if we're gonna just like walk out. Jericho would like to take Otto's body out with them.
Okay.
I'll carry it for you, Jericho.
Much appreciated.
Okay, cool. Oh, I heard a roll 20 noise.
I'm just typing to what Jericho, to what she was saying.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So you guys are leaving the dojo, yeah? As long as you feel that you've done everything.
Sounds
you
like
need to
it,
do.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, where are you guys going from here? And obviously, if anyone wants to roll for a location list, like, I'll get it on a mixed success. I'll give it to you. But there's a lot of places to go in Sturgeon. Like, you already know of a lot of them. But obviously, actually, no. You know, I won't make you roll for that because I think it's lore you'd already have. So, I'm gonna put this in the chat as well because there are a lot of places that you can go, and I've just had to take out. I've got two versions. I've got one with where everything is, and I've got one with it out. And I need to make sure I don't give you the other one. Okay. So I'm gonna put this in character info.
Awesome.
So this is a list of places that you can go. I'm just gonna make sure I take out. Sure, there's nothing in there that's spoilerinos. Okay, perfect. That's fine. So you've got the Nightmare Detectives building. You have the archives. You have the spaces in between. You have the Hotel Inertia. You have Dr. Good Doctor's Clinic for Good People. You have various Victor Mendoza facilities. You know of a few of them already, but there's others out there. There's the Sturgeon Superplex Mall. There's the Tempestra Prison, which would take you quite a lot of time to get to. That is housing the worst of the worst. The Order of the Helix headquarters. The Order of the Chameleon headquarters. St. Martin's Medical Facility. St. Martin's Institute for Higher Learning. McGraw Memorial Park. The Dusklight Circus. The Sturgeon Nexus offices. The Sturgeon Farmers Collective corporate offices, and where you've just been, the Reinhold School of Gravity Mancers. There are other locations as well. These are the ones that you're just sort of aware of, based on what Nell kind of would have given you as an overview. Obviously,
Okay.
if you want to really narrow down Babylon, you can either try and contact him. You can roll to find out where he is. It really depends. Obviously, if you want to go back and strategize, like it's up to what you guys want to do.
Do we think Paint would still be at the
Research center.
Yeah, the research center? Do we think he'd still be there? Because he was there last time, and that was I guess that was a couple weeks ago. But
Yeah, but we
could always try, I guess.
But we've seen Paint Gunkerson when they was doing the Firefly parade as well.
I don't know where he's working right now. Is he in Hotel Inertia or the research center? He's got this. The man's got many. Yeah, the man's got many professions.
Well, remember that Jericho has the ability to contact other spellslingers, as Babylon displayed.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I know Babylon
also,
contacted.
If you want to try that, like Capri might be able to do it. Capri might be able to act as a proxy.
Okay.
Just because he is an ancient being and he's almost like an AI, so I feel like it's a natural sort of thing. If you ask him, he might be able to do it.
Okay.
but I need
All
to know
right.
where you're going in the meantime while you're figuring. Like, are you just leaving? Are you doing this on the trail, walking away from the gravity dojo? Like, what are we thinking?
Well, I think that we should find some place to put Auto, like even if it's in Fala's clinic
Right.
for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we need, and I feel like we need some kind of, like, so the Nightmare Detectives building is usually our, I guess we could use the spaces in between. The Nightmare Detectives building is usually our sort of home base, but it was blown up, so I'm not sure if that's a great place to take refuge now.
I probably wouldn't. I mean, your haven is your official haven is the spaces in between.
Is the spaces in between, yeah. So maybe,
that's always accessible to you, so you can literally activate it by going through any gilded door. I don't think we've ever explained really how you get there, but I'm going to retcon it and say that basically you guys have a specific key. Each one of you has a key, and when you put that in any door, it will unlock to the spaces in between.
Okay, I was going to ask about that because I know that originally I think Flebs was kind of the main person who could do that, he's not here.
But we also haven't done anything like this in quite some time, so I think it's better for it to be you guys get a key and it's like you put it into a lock, that wherever that lock is, it will open up into a gateway to the spaces in between. Because to be fair, I believe the last time you went there, you didn't go. I don't think you went there at all during the What Secrets We Keep arc. Because like I was looking back, I was like, oh, you guys also didn't meet the Junior Nightmare Detective League, so that's going to be something we'll have to deal with at some point. But like, yeah,
no, we met some of them. We met Victor and Dr. Good Doctor again.
Yeah, but you didn't go to their base.
Victor, you shot?
Yeah, the Victor you killed.
Yeah, well.
But yeah,
it happened.
Yeah, so I this is something I should have retconned a long time ago. But yeah, you can kind of access it, however.
Yeah, so then I think we should. Yes, I think we should bring Otto somewhere. Yeah, either there or Fala's clinic or where a safe space.
I'm gonna say Fala's clinic is not accessible to you because it's only Fala that can get in there. It's her time machine.
Sure.
So
okay.
I think the safe bet is the spaces in between.
Okay. Are they gonna like if we just bring a dead body in there?
It's your haven. It's your haven.
Okay, our haven, our rules.
We're here to help us. Exactly.
Fuck it. All right, great. So let's go. Let's go there, I guess, and then we can try to, and then we can have in character. We can talk about sort of what the plan is.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, has anyone else got anything they want to add anything different before we move along?
I think going to these spaces in between is probably the best next step for actually planning out our move.
And I feel like we also in character we don't. I know Jimmy kind of did are there any dangers we haven't noticed kind of thing, but we don't technically know that whoever killed Otto is not still around somewhere, so I feel like it's probably just safer for all of us if we go to the spaces in between.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, you find a door and you open it up, and it allows you into the bustling bar, run by Sully and Cheddar, known as the spaces in between, and Sully, kind of, starts his spiel, welcome to spaces in between, what can I... Oh. Okay. Is this someone you guys killed, or is this a friend?
Sully is a close friend, and we're going to need a table. Not for him, for us to talk about. I need someone to put him for right now.
All right. Well,
respectfully put him.
Yeah. No problem. We have a cellar. It's cold. It's good area for a body. Will that do for now? I mean, I don't want to put a corpse in the bar, Jericho. You gotta understand. I have patrons. That's pretty off-putting, right?
Actually, fine. At this point, Jericho would actually like to take the body from Jimmy, if that's okay, and put it there himself.
Jimmy will hand over the body to Jericho.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Wait, did I have... Was Sully American? Sorry, I haven't played Sully in a while. It's American voice, right?
I thought so.
Yeah, okay.
I remember.
It's been a while. Okay, yeah. He's all right, do you want me to show you the cellar? You want to take it down?
Yes, please.
He opens up the back door, and it leads down a huge set of stairs. And it's a pretty large cellar. It's got like a lot of brewery barrels, and there's like a couple of tables for blackjack and stuff. And he clears them all immediately and says, "All right, you can put him here. You got a blanket, whatever you need."
As Jericho lies him down, can I do a sharp roll to determine? I know he has fractal extracted, but are there any visible physical injuries that could
Sure.
indicate like what kind of what happened to him?
Hell yeah! All right, yes, go for it. Give me a roll.
Sharp Portuguese.
Sharp. Okay. He has some. So on an A, he's got some cuts and scrapes, defensive wounds. You realize when you put this man out. So he's in his late 50s. He's built like a brick shithouse. Big beard. Neatly coiffed black hair. Piercing eyes. And you notice his jaw's been broken. Pretty definitively as well. And that could be from clenching his teeth, like where he's sort of like it's clenching to the point where he's like he's giving himself like a fracture, like pulling down on pressure. It could be from a shot to the mouth. You don't know on an 8. But he fought like hell before he was killed.
All right. Cool. Jericho will put like the sheet or like blanket over him and start walking out of the cellar and just say as if the corpse can hear him. Okay, that I'll find Renault.
Okay. And you turn the lights off and you go back upstairs. And Sully, he kind of gives you guys like a corner booth, like a nice spacious booth, and some of the other patrons are just sort of like he kind of blocks off that whole area. And Cheddar is bounding around, and he's like he sits he lies down and he's looking up with his tail wagging. He's just staring at Callista because Callista looks so different, and he's eyeing Callista and Capri with like a lot of curiosity.
I think Callista's kind of holding Capri like carefully away from Cheddar because she's worried that he looks too much like a toy.
Yeah, I think he's trying to figure out if Capri is a chew toy, and Capri kind of like mumbles and says, "Please keep me away from the 4-legged hairy thing. It might chew me, and I would not want to hurt its teeth."
Yes, I think that's for the best.
He is fluffy, though.
He definitely is. But no, I don't think that interaction would go very well.
Perhaps not. What is his name?
Cheddar.
The name of cheese. What an interesting title. My name is Capri. Am I a beverage?
You could be, I guess.
He thinks on it for a minute as like his energy sort of dissipates, and he kind of like begins that eye begins to shut, and he says, "I hope I am tasty." And then he sort of just like he begins to like he just kind of like falls back asleep, or his version of sleep.
Bro, I can't. Like, he could also be a pair of shorts.
Yeah. So you guys have the booth.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Nightmare Detectives. As we know, we have Payne Gunkerson, Babylon Stump, and I actually did have a little bit of an oversight. When we went to the moth building after we got back from research center, we were introduced to another fractal. Eustace, what's his first name?
Eustace
Last name, I
Decolta.
will say again too.
Eustace Decolta. Decolta.
Decolta.
While you're doing this,
Decolta.
Jericho, if you don't mind, I'm gonna say you've got the chart up, the ranking system.
I sure do.
All right. You got a Sharpie in his hand?
No sharp. But like, there are
No,
some.
he's got a Sharpie. He's got like
Oh, a
like,
Sharpie. I think a sharp roll. Yeah. And like, it's like you can have it on a bit of paper. You can have the holographic one, but it's got two names now marked down. Number 10, the Squall, which was Chartry, which is marked as just dead. And number 6, Gravity the Godway, Otto Kruger, dead. And it says, it says, ranking system will be changing. Please stand by. And it just keeps doing that in the background while you're talking.
All right, currently we're looking at 2 dead, 3 as possible allies. One is a certifiable douche, and he draws like an evil mustache over Deimos.
Do
Mhm.
you know what fractal Eustace is?
Man walks around the title of the Nightmare Catcher, so
I see. So
or he is a Nightmare Catcher. It might be a branch. I won't lie to you. I don't know all the ins and outs of like the different sects of the moth. I probably should, silly bastard, but I don't.
Don't forget there are a couple of fractals that are unknown. They're not fully on the ranking list.
Yes,
is what I
exactly.
mean.
right, we have
exactly.
he's an unranked one then.
There are
Yeah.
3. I would say there are 3 unranked in addition. So like I believe there's 15 in total.
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the unranked ones were again the Dream, the Shadow, and
Right, but Dream. Does the chart that we have in character have the nicknames on them, or is that?
No, they'll have the nicknames. Because the ranking system wouldn't have had their name. The whole point of the fun of it is that you don't know their names.
Okay,
so
right. So we do have we do know then that Eustace, because he called himself the Nightmare Catcher, so we know he's the Dream, even though we don't know what rank he is.
Right, exactly. So like,
Okay.
for
Okay.
like
example,
we're like playing a game of fill in the blanks.
there's
Pretty much. Yeah.
The 3 that are unranked are the Nightmare Catcher, the Umbral Weaver, and Prosperity. Those are the 3 that are unranked.
Okay.
I'll write that there.
I'm gonna add that in.
And so really quick, so JJ is not a fractal because he's a void, right? Is that?
As far as you
Or
know,
do we not know?
You don't really know.
Okay.
I mean, you go based on the information you have. I've also just added into character info just an example of what that ranking would look like with their
thank you.
headshots.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, visually, it's just so the listeners can have their own idea of what it would look like. But you can imagine like a typical ranking system.
Right. So if we see them in person, I guess if we see them in person, we'll probably know what powers they have. But like theoretically, we could figure out who each one is based on either their nickname or their picture or both.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously, I don't know if you would know for certain until you, recruit them or kill them, but you could definitely make some guesses.
Okay, so we have the 2 who are obviously dead already, and then we have Babylon and Paint and Eustace, and we don't know which one Deimos is yet. Right.
We don't.
I guess we know what he looks like,
confirmation. No, he looks like yes, and
So is he on the chart?
Well, the names aren't on the chart. The only ones that are named are the ones that you.
The name of their fractals are there.
Mm-hmm. So to recap, at the bottom of the rankings is number 12, which is the Stormbringer, Jericho branch. Then there's Brimstone, Babylon Stump. Number 10 is the Squall, Chartry. Number 9 is the Upheaval. Number 8 is the Deluge. Number 7 is the Stain. Number 6 is the Godway, Otto, who is dead. Number 5 is the endless expanse. Number 4 is the beautiful cadence. Number 3 is the vitality. Number 2 is the inevitable destruction. And number 1 is simply known as the first fractal. So that's the current ranking systems prior to any changes.
Right.
Okay. So, also it's important to look at it like this. Just because the holder was dead does not mean the power is still isn't on the table. Whoever killed Chatri has the air fractal now.
Right,
Whoever-
and whoever killed Otto has the gravity fractal. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
As it stands now, we're gonna find the other ones. But the 3 we know we're at right now, we should check in with them.
Right. Yeah, because we have a couple unaccounted. Yeah, we have like 6 or so unaccounted for, like about half or over half the list. But yeah, you're right. We at least know who Paint and Babylon are, so we should definitely try to figure out where they are and how to help them. That was like half my voice, half Callista's voice, so I'm not sure who said
all
that.
right.
But
Is Lucy in a room with us?
we are the same person, actually. So,
Is Endicott still with us, TJ?
Yeah, he's gonna be with you until you basically send him away. He's obviously there to help. He's just kind of like, unless he's called upon, he's gonna kind of just chill.
we never send Endicott away.
Right then, in that moment, like Jericho turned to him and asked, Endicott, where did the moth send Eustace? What is he doing right now?
I'm trying to think if he would know. I don't know if that's manipulate songs. He wouldn't. You know what? I'm gonna roll for him because I don't know how much he would be aware of. In that it was Coriolanus who kind of assigned him.
I get that. I may figure because he's a magistrate, he might actually be in the loop on that. But it's understandable if he's not.
He should know. I'm gonna say I wonder if it's a sharp roll or a weird roll.
If it's recalling, I feel like it'd be sharp. But if it's like he's gonna just like call him, it'd probably be magic.
No, you're right. 9. Okay. He says Eustace wanted to go ahead and try to even the playing field. If I know Eustace, he has set up his base of operations at the Dusklight Circus. And, given his penchant for tactics and for bravado, he's likely waiting for one of the enemy to come to him.
Oh, he set up traps. Okay, I get it now. Okay. Before physically going out to meeting them, I would probably suggest we try and get in contact with the ones that are at least we know to be friendly in Paint and Babylon. Babylon quote friendly.
Right, because again, I think it's probably worse to be split up at this moment. Are you able to contact Babylon? You said he spoke to you back at the research institute, did you not?
I did. I can try and reach him. Hopefully he responds. Hopefully he's not dead already or in the same situation we are with searching for loved ones.
And
you guys like in the loop on it. I do need all their fractals. Yes, that's true. But since our little astral meeting, I've been trying to work something out where I don't need them to die to take their fractals. That's a level of trust or reassurance that might make it easier to talk to them, but at the same time, if it doesn't work for the time being, having us working together against Deimos, who seems to be more than capable of taking our fractals one by one, might still get them on our side.
Do you think there is a way to extract the fractals without killing them in the process?
Theoretically, but also practically. You tell a mage you're taking away their magic. I'm not sure how many of them will be so gung ho for it.
Endicott nods and says, to us, that is no different to walking, to being independent. It is something we dedicate decades, some centuries to. One has to ask themselves, if they did not have that ability, what are they? And he looks to you, Jimmy, and says, if you did not have the access to either your human or Sasquatch abilities, what would that do to you, Jimmy?
Not have access to my Sasquatch abilities would in turn just make me a human. But not having access to my human abilities, then I would just be an animal of sorts. It would not be me.
It would not be
True enough.
you. And Callista, if you were to lose your eldritch abilities, your angelic abilities again, and you were just to be mortal, no death, no otherworldly gifts from up above or down below, what would that do to you?
Well, I did experience that once. But, yes, it was quite humbling.
Capri looks up at you and says, I would still like you.
Callista looks back down at him like a little surprised and says, thank you, Capri.
I knew you before you were you, and now you know me before I know me. It is a comforting cycle. I know nothing else.
Yes, I have seen the irony in that. But it feels good to be able to repay you.
And Endicott nods and says, exactly. You lose yourself, and Jericho understands this. A fractal is not going to give up their God-given power. They will covet it, as anyone should if they cultivate a gift. Even a frightened fractal will not give up that ability. And as I said before, you may have to make a difficult decision. There does exist magic with which you can remove a fractal's abilities. But it is all or nothing. You either take every ounce of magic from them and make them mundane, or you take their soul.
Right now, my plan is to offer them their lives in exchange for their livelihoods. To give them an answer, they'll survive this, but to leave them with the question of, is it worth living afterwards? It's a hard sell, but for some of these people who survived becoming a fractal, who didn't want the hunt to start, it's an option they have. It's one I'll let them know they have before things have to get more fractal hunty.
Yeah, Callista looks a little bit like her gaze looks a little bit distant for a second, and she says, I suppose their answer will depend on whether what they have to live for outside of their magic outweighs their abilities.
And Endicott nods and says, "That is very astute. I think this is all hearsay until you reach a point of no return. And then you will have to find out in the moment."
The moment comes. Let's just say I'm not gonna let Sturgeon be turned into another Mantis Bay.
No. I agree.
Agreed.
Not if we can help it.
Speaking
Can I
of,
try? Go ahead.
Speaking of Mantis Bay, was the younger Muldoon not coming to find you, Callista?
Callista,
I ran into. She ran into me when you were all transported.
yeah, she sits up a little straighter, looks at him and says, yes, she was before the explosion. Yes, I'd nearly forgotten what with the battle and all.
Yes. Well, it's a good thing the DM is trying to add more continuity into the game.
A good thing indeed.
Because it's okay when the players forget, but the DM has a terrible habit of adding in things and then forgetting them.
Yeah, to be fair, she did die in between, so
Yes.
yeah.
She's safe. She's at one of Victor Mendoza's establishments.
Yes, I would call her back, but I believe my phone is still back at the Nightmare Detectives building if it is not completely destroyed by now.
No.
Yes,
I thought this might happen. I did a little digging. I put it in rice. I don't know if it's going to work, but
Oh my.
Here. And
does that work with fire?
No, it's a water. No.
I am a
Jericho whispers, "No, it's a water thing."
I am a magician, I'm a wizard, not a genius member of the Apple community. And he hands you all your phones back. And they are charred and like partly damaged. I think if you want to see how bad they are, you probably have to roll and see like if it's something that you can fix. But
Callista's not going to be able to tell.
Can I use magic to repair the phone?
You can use it to repair your phone. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Callista's just going to try to use it and see if it works.
Jericho, your phone has a very risque picture of Mikasa from Attack on Titan on the front of it, and it is not going away, my friend.
This is not my lock. This is not my lock. I did not. This is not.
Interesting, Jericho Branch.
This is not my lock. I did not do
Is
this.
this your spouse? Is this your betrothed?
I literally lost my arm. You guys choose.
Does Nish know about this?
Shit, I forgot.
I don't have. I'll use the thumbprint. Doesn't work with my robot. It doesn't work. It's a metal arm. I can't unlock my phone.
Jericho, it's Face ID. Jericho, it's
Jericho's
2000.
like,
It's
I never set that up. I never.
Well, what is your passcode? Is it? Let's try that. But Jericho, is this your betrothed? I mean, she's very fetching, although she's animated.
She is a 2D woman to which a lot of people have an infatuation with. No, she's not my betrothed. And I'm not one of those people who has an infatuation with her. Why is this on my? Why the hell is this on my phone? You know what? This is my phone. He throws it.
Callista like glances over at Jimmy and just like gives him a side eye.
Jimmy looks at Callista and just sighs.
All right, give me a roll, Jericho.
I know I'm to throw the phone. I'm going to use the magic phone in our heads to talk to the other friend.
Oh no! You said you want to fix it magic. Now you got to commit to that. You got to commit to it. Give me the roll. You already said.
Fair enough.
Oh, perfect.
Nope.
Ain't that bad a bitch?
It's
Yeah,
6.
you did throw it and you broke it more.
broke it more.
No,
That's the point.
Here's what happens. You bubble it and try to, you try to fix it, and it floats in the air, and this not safe for work image of grown-up Mikasa opens up, and it's.
At least you said grown up.
Well, I mean, because I only really know her, like, I don't know, there's the time skip stuff that people simp over, and I think she's, like, 20, in like the times, like, because I don't know how old she actually is, like at the point we're watching, but I assume like.
Gotta be careful.
Well, any fan
Thank
art
you.
I've seen of her, she's an adult woman in the army, so I'm just going off of that. This is someone who has not finished Attack on Titan, so like I just know that people simp for her. Yeah, like you see this image, and then as it like does that steady download, it flips across, and you're FaceTiming Babylon Stump, and he says, he looks at it and goes, "Jericho Branch, do you like your new wallpaper?"
Wait, did you blow up my office?
What?
I mean, your fire fractal was kind of explode. It was kind of a fire explosion. You know what? This.
No, Jericho Branch, I did a prank. I did a little thing on you to offset the tension. I sent you a body pillow, and I changed your background on your phone remotely to be a naughty anime girl because I thought it would be funny, because I just wanted to make you feel a little bit better. And I gotta
As a
be the
prank?
one to be the pranks. I'm the funny one.
As a
You
prank,
are-
you sent him a gift?
It's a gift that
Right.
Jericho Branch would be embarrassed by.
I'm glad to see you at the fractal. You sent me a body pillow? No wait.
Maybe. It might be a
Babylon-
body pillow of Babylon Stump. I guess you'll never know.
No, we're not. 'Cause I'm pretty sure we're gonna be changing our mailing address pretty soon here.
Sent it where?
I sent it to
don't
the
know.
Nightmare Detective's mail room. It's very thick.
Oh. Well, we should
Besides-
check on the status of that.
We will not be checking the status of that right now.
I think you should check the status of that.
Babylon. I know
It's
you know.
also
I know.
got a
I
hot
know you-
side to it. Does that mean it's my fractal, or does it mean naked? You'll have to find out.
All right, guys.
And he starts
Now I'm
rubbing
gonna tell
his,
you
he starts
something.
rubbing his nipples. He's like, I'm just so funny.
Are you doing that in front of people right now, guys? I might not offer to deal to Babylon.
I mean, I'm with the dream team. Ballista's here. And he pulls the camera around, and there is a very debonair succubus with like these huge horns, wearing a very fetching outfit. It's very battle appropriate, but it's also very revealing in places. Thick thighs, and a devilish smile. And she says, "Oh, now who is this I'm looking at? That one, I
Let's
could
give him
gobble-
back the damn phone.
I could gobble him up whole."
Oh my god, give him back the fucking phone.
And in the background, you just hear something smashing going, "I'm hungry!" And
Is that a demon?
and she
Nothing
she
to
goes,
cave woman.
"Oh, now who's that voice? I could listen to that one tell me stories all night. Who are you?"
Bless this for you.
I am Callista. Who are you?
Fascinating. I am Ballista. We could have so much fun. I love those wings. Could you pick me up and fly me somewhere? Maybe suspend me?
I mean, yes, that flying is what they're
Ooh.
for, but
Wow, that was a very quick yes. We're gonna have so much fun.
did you say your name was Ballista?
Yes. Ballista of the vertical leap.
Huh.
Huh, indeed, right?
And again, you hear a table flipping, and you hear, want food!" And the Ballista looks around and says, "Okay, Ung, we'll give you something for that mouth." And she hands the camera back to Babylon, and he's got this smoke face going, "As you can see, some of my dream team are a little rowdier than yours, Jericho Branch."
I'm proud of you. I'm so happy for your accomplishments in this life, Babylon, which you might not have very much longer, by the way. So two fractals are dead. You ready?
Very sad.
All right. Very sad, very sad. Bud, I need to make a proposal to you.
I'm listening.
All right. So it's no secret between me and you, and now your team and my team. You didn't want the fractal hunt to happen.
True.
What if I can give you an out?
Go ahead.
If we were to say extract your fractal There will
Extract
be
my
no
fractal?
without killing you. There would be no reason for anyone who was in favor of the hunt to come after you. In fact, they wouldn't go after. They wouldn't come anywhere near you. I'll be honest with you. There's a pretty big trade-off for this.
Ballista leans and goes, "Are you gonna suck it out of him?"
Aren't most leaps vertical?
Yes, Calista.
Oh,
Yes, Calista. That's
she's
very true.
clever. I like her.
So what?
Jericho,
What is the
what are
significance of
her
your nickname?
measurements, Jericho? I like to know what I'm dealing with.
I don't know. She's
Then
one.
you can ask me yourself.
What are your measurements, Callista?
You guys, can you guys
Actually,
do
they
that
have
later?
changed. They have changed recently, so.
Yeah, she's much shorter than she used to
Who
be.
else is there? Is there anyone else with you?
Nope.
Ooh.
Okay.
No, I heard
Okay.
that.
Jimmy is not here. He's looking at Endicott now.
Callista holds up a wing to
Endicott-
shield both
Endicott-
Jimmy and Endicott from the camera.
Well, Endicott does like a cut, like he's like, I'm not here. We've already been involved. No. I'm not here. I'm not here.
You've what?
No,
Oh, you know? You know, Ballista. I don't want to know. I don't want to know actually.
Shut up.
Yeah, Callista holds up her wing to shield both Jimmy and Endicott from the camera, and is like, no one.
It looks like
else,
me
it's
and
just us.
Callista are just in this room at all.
Alone.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
No
that's
one
all
else.
I need. One for the shock and one for the flight. Ooh. It could be my birthday.
Callista, please hand the phone back to Babylon.
Jimmy wants to whisper to Callista, wouldn't that be the shock and awe?
Her ears perk up. She goes, now who is that?
I believe we were very clear about the amount of people that are in this
Well,
room
then
right
who
now.
just
Dude, there's
whispered
the
to you,
capacity
my
of two.
love?
I think that might have heard something. It might be in your head. I hear in your head or
Oh.
in your.
By the way, I've slain a lot of demons before, so
Would you slay me, mommy?
I'm not your what?
Would you slay me if I got on my knees and said, please?
I mean, I don't know why you would beg for your death, but sure.
Capri perks up and is like, I believe she is trying to mate with you.
She what?
I believe that in the nature of the succubus, she is trying to entice you. And like Ballista's
Oh.
like, And,
Callista.
Babylon's like, all right, enough.
Yeah, Callista's cheeks turn red, and she's like, that seems irrelevant to this. What?
Enough.
We're doing.
All right, Ballista, you can have your fun later. Go to the pleasure chamber. Jesus. And please feed.
I'm not.
Feed Ong is wrecking our pinball machine right now. Could you please feed him? And can you take care of Jolene as well?
Jolene.
Oh, are we singing Jolene? Jolene? Yeah, it's a song. Yeah, she really doesn't like that. It's really rude.
I understand.
Come on.
She's a Yeti,
Didn't
all
you-
right? Just be cool about it.
Oh my god. Didn't you leave our group because we were too much for you?
Turns out I just needed a group that was bigger and better. But that's besides the point. Jericho, you want to take my fractal ability?
But in all honesty, since I feel like you've earned complete transparency, it'll take your magic from you as well.
Roll Manipulator Hunter. Wow, 11. He says, he says, well, Jericho, this leaves me with a very difficult decision. Do I give you my magic, or do I put myself in the firing line? Is there Could I not just fight alongside you to keep my magic, or do I have to give it to you?
Ultimately, as it stands right now, I don't know. We need all the fractals. We need all the fractals on one side. The hunt starting means that already can't happen. But if at the end of it all, if we possess all the fractals on one side, there could be that could end up being a favorable alternative. But I want you to know, if it can't be like that, and if you turn this deal down, I'll be coming for you, Babylon.
That's okay, Jericho. I'm not going to turn it down. I can see the damage that is coming. And if I have to give up my magic, then I will.
I appreciate that.
It's a very noble decision, Babylon.
It's not one I take lightly. I'll still be better than you somehow, Jericho Branch. I'll find other magic to take when the fractal hunt's over.
You're giving up what makes you the fire fractal. What gives you up your brimstone ability and to the idea that Sturgeon will be protected. You are better than me, Babylon.
You mean it?
Of course.
He like tears up for a minute and like looks away and it's like, it's finally over. The curse is lifted. And then turns.
You just call me a curse?
And then turns back and rubs his nipples like, oh, Jericho Branch said I'm better. Oh, fantastic. I'm gonna go to the pleasure chamber and celebrate. Where am I meeting you, Jericho?
And wait, TJ, can they come to the spaces in between?
You could not extract them at the spaces
in
between, but they could come there. But that would be pointless. Better off meeting at a new. Got you.
Jericho looks at Kalista.
Are you planning on gathering all your allies in one area? Is that what you're planning on doing? Like,
not immediately, no.
Okay. Okay.
For the time being, I think I'll get back in contact with you when I do need you around. For right now, I think it's kind of too dangerous for us all to be meeting up with fractal hunters actively hunting each other.
Fine by me, Jericho, but the clock is ticking. Until then, I'll be in the pleasure chamber. Bye. And he puts the phone on you.
Fucking freak. Right?
Callista lowers her wing from in front of Jimmy and Endicott and says, that was uniquely disturbing in many ways, but I'm glad we ultimately got what we wanted out of that.
I do not want to deal with Ballistic, and I needed a hip replacement after the last time.
Succubuses, man. You gotta stay away from them. You're getting up there in age.
They'd had a tough time. They'd been to Mendoza Land, and it was a challenging adventure, and I was looking... The dream team needed some motivation, and it just turned out that I got a reward out of it, but I wasn't expecting it to be that kind of reward.
Oh, you guys, you solved their tough times with some hard times, gotcha.
Gross, but yes.
The wing comments now make more sense to me.
Yeah, be careful about that one.
Yes, be careful, Callista. You are an innocent one, and Ballista may very well corrupt you more than the fact you're an eldritch god in waiting.
I'm more annoyed by the fact that she didn't take my slaying comment seriously, because I really have killed a great many demons.
Capri just pipes up as like, I took it seriously. You are very scary when angry.
That's agreeable.
Thank you. Finally someone acknowledges that.
You are a violent killing machine. but you're also very soft.
Well, Callista doesn't have anything to say to that. She just folds her wings tight and her cheeks get red again, and she just says, I'll take it.
So,
In my head,
Jimmy's gonna look between Jericho and Callista and be like, "So you guys are shock and awe now? Got it."
don't start, Spider Monkey.
that is very funny.
Shock and awe. That's all I gotta say.
Recording nicknames: Shock and Awe, Spider Monkey.
Oh, great.
Adding to list of names: Bird, Magic User, Angel Dust.
Put Bug Knight in there too.
Adding
So-
to list. Endicott list too long. Will not be adding.
That's for the best. So we need a place then to extract Babylon's fractal. Is that, and also to get in contact with paint?
Agreeable. Yeah, I think we should get in contact with Pain before we come up with a location. We'll see. Location matters the absolute least. After we get the ones who agree to be on our side with us, we should either look into what's happening with Fala or Flebs or go on the offensive with the other hunters.
So
The ones who are willing to fight and the ones who aren't willing to fight should really be sorted through.
how much, how do I put this? How much of Paint's abilities do we suspect are attributed to the fractal? Because I have a feeling that that conversation is likely to go a lot less well than the one with Babylon.
I wonder how someone could ingest so much pain without dying. Yes, and
Paint's not that bad. I tried it. It's not that bad.
It's not the strangest thing I've ever had, I must admit.
Yes, but I suppose I meant more that if we were to take away Paint's abilities to use the paint itself, I have a feeling, considering every single conversation we've ever had with him, that he would not be likely to give that up.
Perhaps not. In which case you must compromise.
I have an idea. Let's get paint on the magic line and see what happens. Shall we?
We might as well. The last one already was a success, so...
Siri, FaceTime Paint Gunkerson.
Okay. It rings out for a minute, and then it picks up, and it says, "Welcome to the Paint Gunkerson hotline. Please select 1 if you would like to go into the Paint Gunkerson Paint Accessories and Paint Emporium. Please press 2 if you would like to speak to Paint Gunkerson directly at the Institute of Higher Learning.
I hit 2. I hit 2 already.
Please state the reason for your call."
Who is this?
I'm sorry, I did not register. Who is this?
Callista, stop.
I'm sorry, I did not register. Callista, stop. Please try again.
Personal call?
You said
The Fractal Hunt?
a personal call, the Fractal Hunt. Is that right?
Yes.
Capri, it sounds like you.
He leans forward and says, "Brother?"
Get away from the phone.
He's buzzing around you like, "But that could be my brother."
It's not your brother.
It sounds like Capri.
Callista knows everything. If Callista
No,
says it sounds like me, then it must be me.
I really do hate to burst the fragile bubble of existence you're living in. But While she is amazing, Callista knows virtually nothing.
He looks
No
at
offense.
you. He looks at you and says, Callista knows everything. You are wrong. And
Capri
you
looks,
smell
okay,
that.
Capri looks at you and says, "Charging death rays."
He narrows his eyes and he says, I can predict your death. Please bear that in mind
That's fine.
when you speak ill of Callista. And he goes back like behind Callista's shoulder and is like peeking out with like his little light like narrowed.
Callista looks like kind of smugly at Jericho and says, "Yes, I wouldn't be so quick to say that I know nothing, Jericho."
I said virtually nothing.
Jericho, you
Sounds
are
like
the
the
bird.
same thing to me.
Am I still on hold? Hello? Am I still on hold? Hello?
Yeah, you're still on hold.
Yes.
You're
Can we
st-
continue
you're
the
st-
phone call, please?
Yeah, you're still on hold. And the last thing Capri says, Calista looks at Capri looks and goes, Jericho, you are the bird now. And he hides
Sure.
again behind Callista's back, like for fear of reprieve. And the phone gets on, and he goes, hello, Dr. Professor Payne Gungerson of the Payne Gungerson's Painting Sessions and Emporium. How can I help y'all?
Paint. It's Jericho Branch and the rest of the Nightmare Detectives.
Ah, jeez.
Some of the
Hey,
Nightmare
Jericho.
Detectives.
Hey, what's going on? What can I do for y'all?
Hey.
You want some
Hey.
paint?
Well, yes, in one way. You see,
Uh-huh. That's a great
I'ma
start.
so to whatever means you were there through actual magical fractal means, or just being really high and somehow breaking through the neural virtual realm, I have a feeling that you might be a fractal. Could you confirm that for me real quick?
Roll to manipulate someone.
Mm-hmm.
Bless.
Damn, Jericho's so charming.
Yeah, bravo. He says, yeah. I mean, y'all read that meeting. I said paint. I'm a paint fractal. It part of my experimentation over at the Institute of Higher Learning. We broke through the mold and found that with paint being partly a liquid, partly a solid, partly a gas, it turns out it breaks the mold of the natural elements and becomes its own thing. And I've always had a latent ability to paint. Turns out in this reality, paint is really toxic and not good for y'all. But when I use it, well, yeah, y'all know what I can do with paint. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a paint fractal.
That is great. That's phenomenal to be confirmed. Okay, so as you know, the fractal hunt did start, and
Yeah.
you might have heard two fractals have kind of already been KIA'd.
Yeah, I heard.
So there's a big likelihood that any one of us could be next, and I want to approach you with a proposition. Give me your fractal. Now that might sound abrasive, but hear me out for a moment. I'm working on a way to extract your fractal from you without killing you, and you will still maintain your love of paint. Maybe just not the crazy magic portion of it, because it'll probably strip you of your magic as well. But you'll still really like paint. I'm not sure if you'll be able to consume it, but you'll still really enjoy it.
Roll with a -1 disadvantage, because 1, you've just done this already, so you can't have an advantage every time. And 2, paint is not as into the idea as perhaps Babylon was.
Yeah, as I suspected.
Mm-hmm. Is it still manipulate a hunter?
Yes, it is. Okay. 7. He says, y'all really don't come with the right respect when you ask for something. You know that? Y'all want to take my God-given ability, given to me by Paint Jesus, to make paint and turn it into a commodity that can help other people because you think you're the best man for the job. No. How about, instead, I come meet y'all. We duke it out. And if you beat me, it's yours. But you're going to take it from me like a man. You ain't going to just take it from me. And if I can put up enough of a fight, Jericho Branch, I'm a fight by your side. You ain't going to take it from me. But if you wipe me out, and I can hold a candle to you, sure. Take it. I don't deserve it. But I bet my bottom paint dollar I can hold my own in there, and you gonna want me on your side.
Jericho like silently like kind of like does like the kind of thumbs up, like the sideways thumbs up to the group. Like, yeah.
And Jericho, I want an apology. Y'all don't give me the respect I deserve. Y'all find out I'm a paint fractal, you assume I got high from it. You treat me like I'm a side, like a piece of trash, like a side character. I am ranked higher than you, Jericho. I'm double your rank. Do you want to know why? Because I'll fucking show you. But you're going to give me some respect, son. I want an apology.
Okay. Ben Gunkerson, Jericho Branch, am sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry that when it came down to the vote, you abstained from voting in favor of it. I'm sorry that I didn't realize how passionate and strong you were, about being a fractal. How committed and dedicated you were to protecting Sturgeon at any cost. I want to apologize for not recognizing that. But next time, show it. And I accept that challenge of yours. Show me.
You see Payne Gungerson's face change, and a large splotch of paint appears over his eyes, over his eyebrows, the top half of his face, and it starts running down like tears. And he says, okay, Jericho. You got 30 minutes. Your friends can come along and watch. But it's you and me. Stormbringer versus Stain. And son, I am gonna cause a stain on that canvas with your blood if you don't take me seriously. And he disconnects the call.
I think that went well.
I don't think that went very well at all.
Oh yeah,
I think that went perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're totally fucked right now.
So the call is terminated, and Callista, you were going to say something?
Yeah, Paint Gungerson, as harmless as he may act, the majority of the time he has proven himself in the past to have some pretty powerful abilities, or at least when he can get his hands on the right paint. He gave me divine energy. I've never seen any human that could do that before.
Precisely. That's why I'm glad that either way, either if he loses or if he beats the shit out of me today, he's on our side.
We can only hope, but I imagine we're going to have to. I imagine he's probably going to want more of an apology than that, if so.
Listen. If it's getting more people to our cause, if it ultimately ends up being with us winning, Deimos eating shit, and Sturgeon being safe, no, I'm willing to kiss a few boots for it. Or there's a chance that I win. I'm just, and then Jericho's like kind of like doing like the boxer, like jumping up and down, like just kind of hyping himself up. I am ready for this to be over. I'm here for it.
Capri
but
looks
also,
at you and is like, he is bouncy. He is a bird.
Exactly. Now,
Confirmed. bird.
I just need to not die here today. Is really the only thing that needs to be accomplished. You guys might be asking yourselves, then why did you say those things to him? Well, realistically, to get him in the state that he's in. If he's gonna be fine with us, I need to know he's actually they can actually do something. He doesn't have to rely on like a giant booby trap in a building he owns filled with paint.
I just assumed that sometimes you forget to think before you speak.
I would agree.
No.
It does seem that you perhaps lead with charm without logic.
There's method to my madness. That's something you give when you're a child soldier. All right. We have, I don't know, X amount, maybe 30 minutes. We should start hitting there now.
Jericho, if you get to the point where, well, I'm assuming that Payne Gungerson won't kill you. I would hope, at least.
That's the goal.
But if you are too injured to continue, you do have Jimmy and Endicott and I here as resources. Don't forget that.
Of course. I would never forget you guys are there. One, you're my friends. He's my instructor and my friend, like my father figure, whatever. Don't take that. Don't let that go to your head, Endicott. I would hope, in a sense, that if in a world where Payne Gungerson's like is in his finish him mode, you guys wouldn't let me die. And also thinking there's a world where there's a timeline where Payne Gungerson like wins this entire thing. That's scary. Is everything just like covered in paint at that point? Is the world we made in his paint image?
Let's hope we never find out.
Fair enough.
Before we go, is there anything else? Is there anyone else that we could potentially convince to be on our side? I know we don't know too much about the other fractals who haven't already perished, but if we can try to narrow them down to the best of our ability, that would likely be wise.
We'll have to do more investigating for the other fractals. After this Payne Gungerson situation, we should probably head immediately to the Dusklight Circus. Is that where Eustace is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Should we not?
I'll contact him before I go there.
Should we not extract Babylon's fractal before then? Because, I understand he's willing to give it to us, but what if somebody gets to him first?
It will realistically, it might just be a necessary risk. Calculated even. If I don't know how far Deimos and JJ's tracking of us goes. If we're in the same place at the same time, and I have to extract, and not knowing how long it will take to extract the fractal, we could be in a situation where, hell, if it's not even them either, any of the other active hunters could be posed to just claim two fractals at once. Also, I'm not sure if the state I'll be in afterwards. Looking at it now, I'm not sure how if he took Otto's fractal, how Deimos recovered, or was always after his fight with him, or was still in such a ready to go mood. But something's off about him.
Well,
as well, he presented himself to be the gravity fractal at the projection meeting, but wasn't.
that's true. If the gravity fractal was Otto, then we don't know really who Deimos is. Which means we should not underestimate him. But Either way, the point in collecting more fractals is to gain more power. I would think that if we are to go confront Eustace, for example, who we have no idea really where he ranks, he could be more powerful than we understand. So I would think that collecting Babylon's fractal would help before you do that, just so that you have more power to use against someone else.
A very solid proposal, actually.
I agree with Callista on this. We should definitely, after this battle with Paint Gunkerson, whether you take his fractal power or he joins us, we should definitely get a hold of Babylon and set up a meeting so you can absorb his fractal energy. And as far as what state you'll be in and all that, I think that the three of us, if Paint Gunkerson, if by some chance Paint Gunkerson defeats you, would be able to protect you long enough to get you back on your feet.
And then ultimately you will be better off for it with the power of 2 fractals rather than just the 1.
And Endicott's been sat there like very quietly this whole time, and he kind of just looks up and he says, Jericho, there is no guarantee in life that you will get what you want. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried. You are ranked at the bottom, but you are still a fractal, still an individual capable of terrifying feats. But you're going up against number 7. That is a large step up in competition. If I think you are going to fall, I won't hesitate to step in.
Nor will I.
Nor will I.
Nor will I. Although I will wait for Callista to tell me.
Thank you all. And your council has made me consider that you all are more than likely right about the approach after following the situation with Pink Gunkerson. And also, again, I appreciate you not allowing me to die.
Yes, well, not that we would have allowed it before, but I think we've had enough death recently, don't you?
Agreed. And thinking about Eustace could probably hold his own for a while against most of the other hunters. Yep. We should have time. We should have time for this. Yeah, this should work. All right.
Okay.
Let's go meet the stain.
All right. So he sends you the coordinates to an open field. Not terribly far from where you guys kind of like need to be, but like, you know, using the map system that you've got, you can find it relatively easily. And when you get there, so I'm gonna say about 25 minutes has passed, and Pain is standing in the middle of this clearing, and it's pretty windy, and he's got his eyes closed, and his overalls, he's got like those dungarees on, covered in paint, but he's got a cloak over his shoulders, and the sleeves are like flapping in the wind as he's got his arms folded and his eyes shut. And he opens them as you walk, like as you get closer. You're probably about 50 feet away. And he says, so we're really doing this, huh?
You called me here. I thought so.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe you wouldn't show. Maybe you didn't want to tussle. But okay. Y'all
Payne Gungerson calls you to a 1v1, you answer.
Y'all understand it's Fractal versus Fractal, right? Like, gentleman's agreement.
They're only here to watch.
Okay. Well, they can pick you up when they put you down. That's fine, but all right. I really hope. You know what? Don't matter. You ready?
If you are, got the jitters up.
All right. He holds his arms out, and two swirling balls of paint coalesce around him, and his eyes and the top half of his face kind of gets splotched in that dark paint. And if this were a video game, it would say The Stain, Paint Gunkerson, ranked 7 of the Fractals. And yours would say The Stormbringer, ranked 12 of the Fractals, Jericho branch.
That's me.
Alright, let's roll initiative.
Callista, Jimmy, and Endicott are standing off to the side, and Callista just mutters, I hope he doesn't kill him.
Okay, you're first, Jericho.
Same.
Oh, cool. Okay, Jericho will charge up a lightning missile.
So you're going for like a middle level spell right now, right? You're going for something simple.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure, go for it. 14. Ooh. Goodness me. How much harm does that do?
The lightning is plus 1. It's 1 harm. It's 3 harm in total.
Okay. And how's this look?
Okay, so I guess like Pain Gungerson's like charging up like his little paintballs. Jericho's like, it's pretty cool. And he keep quick cowboy style quick draw pulls out the branches valve pistol and fires just a lightning missile from a lightning bullet from it.
Yeah. It goes straight forward and it hits him in one of the hands. It does 2 harm. And the reason being is there is a paint kind of barrier, and he looks at you and says, "Okay, yeah, that one stung. I got a paint cloak on, and you're gonna have to try a little bit better than that, son." But he takes 2 harm. So anything you do
come with magic armor? I should have read the instructions more.
He's gonna take -1 harm to anything you do at the moment. And he is going to summon a paint beast.
As you do.
9. He says, "Okay, all right, let's try something simple." And he weaves with the paintballs, and he manages to produce a paint silverback. He sends it after you, Jericho, and it runs forward on its with its knuckles out, and it lands a shot on you, and it does 2 harm. And we're back up to you.
Have we rested or recovered since like last time? Like we fought.
Once you, yeah. So when, yeah, you know what you would have done at the bar? Yes, that's your haven. Yeah. That's only fair. I should have mentioned that. Yeah, if you visit the haven,
like, okay, awesome. I'm unconscious. I'm defeated.
Yeah, no. You would have rested. That's only fair.
One hit KO.
Oh no, the mighty pink Gunkerson just filled me.
All right, so what do you want to do?
I'm going to. Oh. The boar like is still like within like melee
it's a
range
gorilla.
of me, right?
It's a gorilla.
It's a gorilla. Of course, it's a gorilla.
No. Once it hit you, it disappeared.
Oh, cool. Okay, Jericho is going to like. Let's do something different. Jericho's going to create a fireball.
Yeah.
And try to like make and throw basically like the giant sphere of just flame at Pink Gunkerson.
Okay.
I had a different idea, but then I changed it.
Okay. No, I think it's good to think outside the box. 11. Yeah. You realize that paint is highly flammable. So how much harm does this do?
Fire does fireball. It would do 3 harm. Also, it also says that for fire, if you get a +10 on a combat magic roll, the fire won't spread.
Interesting. So it's a controlled fire. Okay. So are you just targeting paint? Are you targeting the paintball? What are you going for?
I was targeting the paintball.
Okay. So the paintball goes off in front of him like a little bomb, and when it does that, it effectively it like causes it like a chain reaction, and it hits him for 2 harm again. And he goes back and like he's smoking, and he says, "Okay, that's how we're doing it. Let's go." And he holds out both of his hands to the sides and starts blasting this paint liquid. And it swirls around him, and it kind of begins to encase him. And before I say what he does, let's actually roll the magic roll and see if it works. Yeah, 12. His voice gets deeper, much like the brimstone, and he says, "Well, I hope you're ready, Jericho. And I'm about to show you why there are peaks and valleys in a fractal hunt." And Jericho, he channels all that paint into one concentrated shot. And he blasts it at you. And it hits you for 3 harm on a 12. And it's gonna have some effect on your speed, because it's drenched you. And he says, "I wouldn't use another fire magic if I were you, son."
Okay. Jericho will just we'll shake some of the paint off him and get ready for his next move.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jericho will try to I want to use like the wall style of like of spell, but can I make it like a, I guess, ring or like a dome? I guess the idea is like I want to like freeze him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So do you want to freeze him in like a cage of ice, or directly freeze him? Like, what
Like directly freeze him in like I guess a block of ice.
Okay, yeah, sure. Wow, 10. Yeah, I think on a 10, yeah, you do it. How much harm is that?
Let's see here. Lost 1 harm. Frost is 1 harm. It is just 2 harm.
Okay. So just 1 harm with his armor, but yeah, I will say, you.
I don't know what the restraining effect really does, but it says it applies it.
Let me have a look, Henry. I'm looking now. Restraining to other bases. I think like what I'm gonna say is that he's gonna miss the next turn. That's gonna be the restrain. So you can just simply take another turn.
Woo!
Because I feel like that's fair if you're freezing him.
All right. Jericho will approach the block of ice. The plates, the metal plates that form like the hand portion of his metal arm will start to like slide backwards to just reveal like the arc storm inside of it.
Yep.
And kind of like like Mega Man like arm blaster style, he's going to point directly at Pain inside the block.
So you're trying to use your fractal power, correct?
Yes.
This is big magic then. At the moment, it's still big magic to you. So, let's take a look at that real quick. So, when it comes to big magic, yeah, so, this is an experimentation, and obviously we'll see what the drawback is, but yeah, this is big magic. So basically, you are channeling, the Arc Storm at this point to blast him.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to use a luck for it.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. All right. Well, that turns out to automatic success. 14.
I didn't need it.
Well, I've done it now. All right. Well, that's definitely going to hit. I'm just going to see if Paint has the ability to get out of the way or do anything to stop it. Or like, as in, if he can defend himself from the brunt of it while he's coming out of his frozen zone. Probably not. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. He got a 12. So you hit, and it. So this blasts out of you, and it's a more concentrated form of electric than you're used to. And as this is charging up, like a special beam cannon almost, or a Kamehameha, Paint breaks free from the ice, and just has barely enough time to put up a paint barrier, and the paint barrier is not strong enough, and it rips through the barrier and sends him corralling back, yeah, he is unconscious. You won. But I am willing to bet that took a lot from you.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jericho like turns to everyone, gives him a thumbs up, and then like falls over and collapses.
Yeah, so you two are both out. You are both out unconscious. So Callista, Jimmy, we're going to you. You two need to control the situation. And like Capri just looks up and goes, I think they're both dead.
Yeah, Kalista will quickly go over to Jericho and crouches down beside him and kind of make sure that he's, well, first of all, make sure that he's alive, but also like gauges how injured he is.
Jericho, how much harm have you taken?
5 in total.
Woo. Yeah, he is out. He is out like a light.
Callista will look up toward Jimmy. Which Jimmy, are you coming over as well? Or are you?
Yeah, Jimmy's gonna move towards Pink Gunkerson to try to move him closer to Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, closer to Jericho. Okay.
Well, yeah, because Jimmy
Bring him
can't
next to him.
heal. Yeah, Jimmy can't heal him, so
And Endicott's there as
it's
well.
gonna be on Callista.
Yeah, Endicott's there as well with his
or
staff.
Endicott, yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, he's kind of marveling at Jericho in this moment. He's just kind of getting his staff ready and just like, yeah, he's a little bit surprised.
Yeah, Callista looks up toward both Endicott and Jimmy and says, he's still alive, but he's definitely unconscious.
Capri comes out of your hands and scans the both of them and says, I am detecting life signs from both. Their magical energy has been temporarily expended. Jericho branch has grown.
Yes. It seems that he has.
And as you say that, Callista, you look over at the rest of the field, and for 200 feet plus, it has been scorched by the lightning. In fact, it actually just goes on. It just goes on into the distance. And when Jimmy, you look over towards where Paint fired his shots, it is stained with this corrosive paint that it litters the entire trail you walked on. This field is completely ruined, and it's a fucking huge field.
Something tells me Jericho might rise in the rankings pretty soon. We need to get him somewhere safe, and probably Paint as well.
We could take them to the university to Paint Gunkerson's lab there. I can get us in there.
We could. We could also just take them back to the spaces in between, although I don't know if Paint would necessarily be allowed there.
Yeah, that was my whole... I was going to say that as well, but I'm not sure we could take Paint Gunkerson there.
Right, well...
But,
if we're able to access the university quickly, we probably could do that, but we are... Well, I suppose we're running low on time, but there's also not much we could do with both of them unconscious like this. So, whatever gets them to...
Well, what if this could be a shot in the dark as well, but what if you or Endicott healed them and maybe they would come back to consciousness, maybe? I mean, they're alive, and they're and they still, both of them still technically have their magic, so, I mean, they should come to once we get some, life points back in them.
Yeah, Callista looks up toward Endicott, like wordlessly, just sort of, I guess, wordlessly asking, like, what, like, is he able to do that?
I'm sure I can rummage around on my spell list. One moment. Goodness, Jericho, how strong have you became? And yeah, he'll cast. So, do you want to try and heal both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel
Please.
like. Yeah, I feel like Paint Gunkerson is dangerous to us.
He heals both of them.
Okay.
On a 13, it's not a problem. They are both healed. Basically for all their harm. But they are both very exhausted. Like neither of you will have the ability to use your magic for a little bit. But Paint sits up and is like, it's just kind of like, Jesus, my head. I just tussle with Paint, Satan. Ugh. Well, Jericho, promise is a promise. You want to take my powers, you go right ahead, but, you don't mind my saying, if I can make a request, I think I held my own there, and I'd be damn happy to fight alongside you.
Awesome, you do that.
Yeah, when Jericho wakes up, Callista's still crouched down beside him, and she offers a hand to help him sit up if he wants to take it.
Yeah, he
takes it.
Oh, sorry, that's Jericho. Sorry.
Sorry.
Paint looks over at Jimmy and just kind of holds down and goes, "Hey, big man, you mind give me a hand?"
Jimmy will help paint Professor Gunkerson to his feet.
Thank you,
Callista does the same for Jericho.
Thank you kindly, Dr. Jimmy. You all get an alert through Capri, who says, "I am getting new information. It is an announcement coming from JJ Watson." And it displays a new ranking system. So it is not actually JJ talking at the moment, at least. But
thank God.
You have a fresh ranking system. I'll pop it in the chat in a minute, but it now has Jericho ranked at number 6.
Damn.
And beneath him at number 7 is still Paint. At number 8 is Water. At number 9 is Earth. And Air is 10, and Brimstone is now the bottom. And above you, the rankings have not changed. So at 5 is Space, 4 is Time, 3 is Life, 2 is Death, and then number 1 is the first Fractal with the unranked still there.
So Jericho basically took the place of Otto on the list.
Jericho's basically taken Otto's ranking, yeah.
Okay, I see.
But that seems to be the new ranking system.
Looks like I was right. You have raised in the rankings, Jericho.
Awesome. I don't know why. Something's telling me to say, look at the gift made in general. I don't know why I said that.
Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But I also feel like that, on a moral standpoint, it could be Paint doing that to Jericho for, like, showing he can tussle with him. But yeah, that's fair. You can nay on Paint. That's fine.
I think this is gonna work out. This is gonna be all good. We have that's two fractals now, and maybe a third one on our side.
Well,
that's me, Jericho Branch.
At that moment, Capri vibrates and says, "New information is coming in on the ranking system." And
what?
It has a highlight over Babylon's name, and it says "Hunted."
Shit. We
need to
get
go
him.
now.
Yeah. Do we know where he and the Dream Team reside?
Fuck.
Hank
Perhaps-
Gunkerson should know.
Endicott? Endicott would know.
Oh, true. Big guy. Yeah, well, either one of them.
And Paint probably. Why would Paint know? Endicott would know.
Well,
Paint wouldn't.
I don't know. He was.
Oh, that's right. Paint hired them. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
in the one shot.
no. Shh. That's no. Shh.
Oh,
Okay. Never mind. He doesn't know.
No.
He doesn't know.
That's side law. Stop it. But basically, like that. I see what you're saying, but in the grand scheme of where they are now, like, Also, Babylon wouldn't be there. He would have moved somewhere else, because, like, they're not going to stay in that environment. They're going to hide. So, Endicott would know. Or at least he would have an idea, I think, you know? So you want to ask Endicott, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me just roll for Endicott and see if he can remember.
Also, for everyone, it kind of ruined it, but the music on this guild was supposed to be California Girls, so it's gonna be really funny. Even funnier than we are.
I'll pretend I know what that is.
Hey, Perry.
No idea. 9. Okay. He says, well, I think if they are where I left them, they should be with Victor Mendoza at his storage facility unit. But when you guys start to move, you hear a familiar crack sound. And
Oh, shit.
Deimos appears in front of you and says, well, with a new ranking change, it's time you go back. But don't worry, we've got an offer for you this time. How about...
Deimos, I need to see JJ's fine print on this contract you guys have us on.
Well, Jericho, I'll give you an option. You win, we'll give you back someone that we took. How's that sound?
Who?
That, my dear, will depend on who wins. But you can put it to a vote if you want. Or we'll give you some special information about your fellow Fractals that even JJ doesn't know. And he puts a hand up like a wink. He thinks it's more fun that way. Whoever wins, or loses, the other one knows. I'll give you a minute to think it over before we go. And you can bring your grandfather this time.
Everything's always just a fucking game. Yeah.
That's kind of JJ's thing.
Well, that's kind of everyone's villain's game.
We've gathered.
Jimmy, Callista, what do you guys think?
So, we don't have a choice in going, is that right?
No.
Then why'd you... Okay.
I give you the choice in what you can win.
Muldoon is in danger, and so are Kruger and Nish. We have to save them, but I mean, if we can only pick one, I don't know.
Also Professor Wayland.
Yeah, Wayland too, yes.
I've seen
Ideally,
this
we would
Kruger
save
get
them
through.
all.
For now, we can say one. Pick between pick between Wayland and Muldoon. Nish and Kruger have gotten through some really tough shit.
Wendy's also being taken. Just a
Oh
reminder.
God, yeah.
I'm not. I care. Okay, I am not worried about Wendy. She can handle fucking anything.
Well, make sure you hear
Yeah,
from
Wendy's-
Jimmy. Jimmy's got to sort of have his opinion on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jimmy, would think that would be better to save one than to save none. So I
Well-
say we should at least see if we could save one. He did say it would on who is saved or who they would release or give back would be depending on who wins.
Fair point. Well, if we can't go in, it's up to just one of us to win. I'd rather get back sooner rather than later. See if we can't get to Babylon.
Well, he's sort of implying that maybe you only have to do one full game if that's what you want to go in and do, and then that person who does the game can choose who gets saved. But if you do another game, so like basically, if all three of you want to play, you can, and you can potentially get back 3 people. 2 of you could play, and one of you could ask for a person, the other one could ask for information.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
But
if you lose, there's a penalty, which means you have to go and fight.
Okay. But none of us could like if only 2 of us, for example, choose to play, one of us can't like stay here and try to do the Babylon thing, right? Like we all have to go to where.
No. He's going to take all of you.
Okay.
He can't have you all running around. No. It's a race against the clock, essentially. And he smiles and says, "Fella's off the table because you're going to get it back. We're going to be fair about that."
Jericho looks at the other 2. Let's go. Think about who you're gonna ask for back.
I only have 1, so I know if it's between information or saving Muldoon, I will be saving Muldoon. So
we save as many people as we can. It's not. That was never not in question.
I'll be playing the game then.
Fantastic. And what
Jimmy?
about the other 2?
Yeah, let's play some games.
Yeah, Jimmy will play the game as well.
All
Before
right.
we teleport, can I use magic to heal myself a little bit, or?
You've already been
You're
healed.
completely healed.
Yeah, you're fully
Oh,
healed.
awesome,
You're
lovely.
completely healed.
Endicott got you.
I have 2 Jericho branch pages up, and one has 5 harm, and one has none. My bad.
And he kind of says, "Well, before you go, if your friends want to play, well, they have higher stakes, but they can play."
Is he talking about Endicott and paint?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's up to them, right?
Yeah, we don't speak for our friends.
Okay. Endicott's gonna look and say, "I will recuse myself. I don't feel it would be right to intervene." And Paint, Paint got a 7. Paint's like, yeah, man. I just had a pretty gnarly fight, and I'm pretty glad to be alive. So I'm gonna chill, and I'll just watch from the sidelines. I'll give him some paint refreshments.
DJ, I have a question really quick.
Sure.
I feel like I already know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Okay.
We're the only ones who got people taken from us, right? And it's because it's not because of the fractal thing, it's because we're nightmare detectives. Is that
It's
sort of what it is?
What you can ascertain right now, and you can always ask this, but what you can ascertain right now is essentially, you had things taken from you, partly for revenge. That's something you can
From
obviously,
JJ,
yeah.
right?
Partly because they fear Jericho and don't want his interference. And obviously, it's a massive mess to have you all interfering when they could have an easy solution to getting everything done.
Been there, done that.
Also, I think it's beneficial for them to, kind of assert dominance, because you're an authority in Sturgeon. So I think it's a few different things.
But I guess I'm asking, like, none of the other fractals are in that sort of situation.
You don't know.
Right?
You do not know.
Well, I guess that's true, but like, of the ones we've talked to, it seems like nobody's been
think
freaked out about losing people.
I'll give you this for free. Rhino was, Rhino's father was the head of the Gravity Mancers, and he's dead. So you don't know for certain, but obviously there's a conversation to be had about was Rhino was Otto threatened with Rhino's safety, right? You simply don't know. It's a conversation you might want to have at some point, like, you know, with Babylon, with Pain, and you know, any of the other fractals. But yeah, I mean, obviously you can guess that your guess is, you know, no, but you don't really know at this point. And I don't want to give you too much, because obviously it's then I'm starting to play with the lore a little bit too much.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was just curious because I couldn't tell if this was like part of the fractal thing or just JJ's personal like vendetta against us specifically. But
no, that's fine.
Because also if the other fractals had people missing too, then we would have some kind of something in common, I guess.
Like a mutual ground,
some kind of
I guess.
enemy, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you still don't know who a lot of them are. So that's the other thing.
No, we don't. Yeah, I know.
So, which, you know,
that's fine. I was just curious.
When you get to that investigation phase again, that's something that you might want to make a priority, because you've done a lot of what you set out to do today, to be fair. You know?
Yeah.
But
hopefully Babylon doesn't die while we're doing this, but
well, I mean, let's hope not.
Yeah. Okay, well, here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys go back over again, and you are back in front of the little game show area, and the hologram of JJ is there waiting for you, oh gosh, I need to make sure I get these games right. So it took me a while to think of these. Okay, we're gonna do. All right, so he holds his arms open and says, "Welcome back, Nightmare Detectives. Since there are more higher stakes this time, I would like your most combustible member to come on down and play a game." And he points to you, Callista.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be me or Jericho.
No, it's definitely you right now.
Which one was it more like it's combust?
Yeah, well, I guess that's true, but you just lit a whole field on fire, so. All right. Kalista, well, Callista's clearly not happy about it, obviously, but she, yeah, I guess.
So he says, "Callista, we're going to play a game called Name That Bird.
God fucking damn it.
All you have to do, Callista, is use your keen eyes and senses, and you can even use your little friend, Capri, there, to identify 4 birds that come up on the screen. Get them all right, and you can potentially save one of your friends."
Oh, God. All right.
Okay. So for this, Callista, you are going to roll. I believe it's cool. You roll for this because it's pressure. It's a pressure roll.
Act under pressure. Okay.
No. Sorry, not an act under pressure roll, but like cool is actually a low level pressure. That's what it is. And I believe that's how we've done it so far. Let me just check my notes. It's using cool. But... Yeah. So, all you need to do is roll cool, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Go right ahead. Wow. 5.
I haven't had any good rolls this game, like literally none.
So yeah, I took them all.
The first one that comes up. Capri just goes, "Bird. That's a bird."
Yeah.
And you hear the crowd go, "Oh," and and JJ goes, "Oh, that is just unfortunate. We were looking for Satanic Nightjar."
Is that one of Lucifer's creations? Because that doesn't sound. That seems a little too coincidental, but.
Objection! You can't put her on a question-based game show.
A knowledge-based game show.
Overruled. But you know what, Jericho? How about we give Callista one more chance? Callista.
I think that's fair.
I'm going to ask you to spin the Wheel of Misfortune, and I will offer you a deal in exchange for the person you want back. How does that sound? Ooh, okay. All right, so, as everyone else, with the wheel, do they still, yeah, you still roll cool, don't you? Yeah. I think the wheel is cool, but the game was going to be cool because it's pressure, but, so I probably could have done sharp, but, oh well. All right, yeah, okay, what is your cool, actually, Callista? I've just realized this. It should be 0.
My cool is,
Or is it 1?
Oh, no, it's 1.
Okay, all right. Yeah, give me another roll.
Which means I rolled a 4 last time.
Unfortunate. 12.
Oh, I brought it back. I brought it back.
She did it. She did it.
Bravo.
She did it. Oh, the upset, the censor. JJ's in tears.
JJ's like
JJ disintegrates.
Yeah, he pisses his holographic pants, and he's like,
Yeah, Kalista puts on a pair of sunglasses and he just turns into ash.
And Caprice is like, you are the coolest thing I've ever seen. You are so cool. I want to bring you to show and tell. I'm gonna tell everyone you're my mom.
Oh my god.
That's the second person to call her mom today.
He's dancing around
Two very
you.
different contexts.
Ha ha ha. He's dancing around you and like buzzing around you as you do it, and the crowd applauds, and there's a little like klaxon that goes off, and Jay's like, "Congratulations, Callista! You got a free pass. Who is it you would like to save?"
Gary Muldoon.
Gary Muldoon. Gary Muldoon can be found at your safe haven, but he might not be in the condition that you expect him to be. But he is alive. That much I can assure you.
What did you do to him, JJ?
I think it's better if he tells you. But he's alive.
Trust me. As soon as you are brave enough to come into our presence in a non-corporeal form, you will not be so lucky.
He can detect like the nerves on you, and he says, "Oh, that reminds me, Callista. There was something else in this game we wanted you to name. Would you mind just looking over at the screen for a moment, please?" And this time, roll a sharp with a +1 advantage.
Damn.
Bro, Callista's
Well, that's
so bad.
That's 12. Well, Callista, what you
I know
see?
this bird so well.
Oh, yes, yes, you do, Callista.
Oh shit.
You see a silhouette. As it's like an image that's being blurred, and JJ's like form kind of gets in close and starts whispering in your ear, and you aren't paying any attention. You are rooted to the spot. As JJ says, "I suppose we should have called this segment, 'This is Your Life.'" You see ripped, broken, and chewed apart 2 pairs of wings attached to a heavily scarred angelic body with its back to you. And as it focuses in and the head turns, you see a look of absolute hatred as Zephaniah stares back at the camera.
Zephaniah. What? How? Is this like? Is this Is this like a video thing, or is he like clearly standing there?
Give me another sharp roll.
Okay.
9. He hears you and turns his whole body, and it has been corrupted. He has a devil horn on the left side of his forehead. His entire left face is blackened. His eye is white, and he is twisted. And he gets closer, and it's a live camera. It might be a drone, and he says, "Callista," and he strikes the drone, and it goes off. And JJ says, "Oh, tough break, but we wanted to give you a little something. You did so well on the last game. Perhaps there will be a reunion coming soon."
She's just like standing there, staring at the screen that went black, and her face has gone kind of pale.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I would expect. Is like
she's just speechless. Yeah.
The game moves on, and eventually you're actually escorted by like some random like member of staff, like one of their little minions, to just like either you could sit in a seat or you can be pushed to the back. And Capri is like he's like nestled in your either your hair or on your shoulder, and he's like really worried about you, but he's not making a lot of noise. He's just kind of like buzzing around you as you sit there.
Yeah, Callista's too distracted to really pay attention to him now.
Yeah.
She's worried about she's freaked out by that, but also really worried about Muldoon. So
yeah. Okay. All right. I think where are we at in time? Okay, it's fine. He looks over and says, "And which one of you two fine gentlemen wants to go next?"
Jericho, step up.
Jericho Branch, everybody, newly ranked number 7 on the Fractal Hunt.
He does like the double hand like wave and like starts bowing.
Some people are like, "Boo, musty."
Who said that?
Isn't he number 6?
Sorry, number 6. Yeah, number 6.
Yeah.
Fake ass
Wow.
dreams.
Wow. He gets his teleprompters wrong, and I'm the one getting booed. That's crazy.
Jericho Branch, are you here to rescue someone or get some saucy info?
We're here to help people. We're here to rescue someone. That's what the name detectives do. Not play little bitch ass games.
And who are you here to rescue?
Renault Kruger.
Very well, Jericho Branch. Your game is shoot your shot. You are going to have a series of targets come up, shoot all of them, and spin that wheel. And the way I'm going to do this, because I just realized like a little bit of a flaw in the games, is that it's going to depend on how much of an advantage or disadvantage you have on the wheel. Because I realized that if you win the game, why would you spin the wheel, right? So, because it's worked out well for everybody so far, thankfully. But I realized that Jericho is incredibly good at rolls, so I need to make this a bit more balanced. So Jericho, I'm going to say that
this was targeted.
If you get all 4, you get a +2 on your roll. If you get 3 or 2. You get a +1. If you get a 1, you get a straight roll, and if you get none, you have a -1. Is that fair?
Okay.
I apologize. It's purely because everyone else has done the game. It's worked out fine, but with you, I was thinking if we get another 12, why would you? Whereas like Lucia had something planned for that. So, all right. So all right. So it's a series of targets. With you can either use your You can either use your hand cannon, or you can use your actual magic moves, but you got to choose one. I'm assuming you want to use Branch's Vow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The countdown comes down, and it's like one of those like shooting galleries. And the first one that comes...
yeah, like the Duck Hunt games.
Yes. And the first one that comes up is Babylon Stump.
Okay, and what would I be rolling? Like,
I think. Do you think it'd be a sharp?
I'm rolling.
I'm thinking it'd be a sharp because you're firing your gun, or are you firing magic bullets? Because I'll let you roll a weird if you want. But it obviously, like, to me, you'll be a... I mean, technically speaking, no,
It was sharp.
Sharp is a recall of information, so I gotta be careful with that. No, I think it would either be your either be a kick some ass or it would be a weird roll, because it's a fuck it, weird roll, because it's magical bullets.
Weird roll? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, 10. Yeah, at the moment that the moment that the gallery shooting starts and you hear, I'm Babylon, it's like, boom, you've shot it.
Just cracked.
Gone. It's gone. Yeah.
I did not. I don't mean that. Do not read into that. No one read into that.
And you can hear a ding, 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 ding. Second one comes along, and it is it is Pretty Cure Mendoza, but the watering the watering hole variety.
Jericho, here's the
Welcome to
bill.
Victor
And
Mendoza. Okay, 9. You did a sharp roll.
did I do a sharp roll?
You did. Well, let's see what your weird roll is first. Okay, 7. I mean, you didn't fail, so all right. No, you know what? I'll give it to you. He gets a little bit further, and it's not a clean shot. So you get like half a point, but
Okay.
you catch him in the shoulder. Okay. Third one comes along, and it is Dennis. $13, goddamn. As if remembering the conflict as it happened, Jericho. Yeah, you don't even hesitate. And you hit him in the as if punishing yourself. You hit him in the exact spot where you hit him in the duel to kill him. And it's gone.
Slightly, like, kind of hatefully under his breath, or sadly, Jericho starts whispering, just, it's not him. It's over. This isn't real. It's already over.
No, that's fair. I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah. And then the fourth one comes up, Jericho. And it's your parents. 13. And emotionless, you just strike them down before they can even respond. And I think part of you knew it was coming, because you even though everyone in this, everyone involved knows how JJ plays his games. Sometimes it's hard to emotionally prepare yourself. You were prepared, and you shot them down before they could even get halfway out of the environment. And the lights go down. There's a spotlight and there's applause, and JJ says, "Well, that's frustrating, but bravo, Jericho Branch. Bravo."
You still think you're really funny, don't you, JJ?
Not funny, Jericho. Trying to exact my revenge on someone who banished me to another dimension. That's all.
Well, keep it up, I guess. Ratings aren't getting any better.
All right, so so go over to the wheel, and you will get a +2 on your roll. You got
This is a cool roll, right?
It is, because you got 2 13s, a 9, and a 7. So yeah, you get the. I think it's only fair you get the advantage.
Bruh.
13.
That's insane.
Bravo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho a
Oh
13
my
tattoo.
God.
He says, he's like doing that angry smile, and he goes, "Oh, just fantastic, Jericho Branch. You get to walk in, talk your way in, finesse, and walk away. Fantastic, Jericho. Well, you get the person you wanted back. They're waiting back at your little haven."
Guys, working on it.
Listen, also out of character real quick. I think it's really crazy he rolled 13s when Jericho was like the 13th sentinel.
I know, right?
Oh, true.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. 3 13s in a row.
That's his lucky number.
Wait, Did you just say what I think you said? 3 13s in a row.
What are you saying? Why? Wait, why? Why?
That feels like a trap.
JJ takes a beat and says, Jericho, you've been rather lucky today, haven't you?
I'm rather lucky. For all my life, I guess.
It certainly seems that way. Perhaps that luck will run out soon. But you embody the 13 Sentinels perfectly. So perhaps there will be a reward waiting for you when you get home.
JJ, if you just dumped 12 dead people's bodies in my doorstep, I will not be happy.
Oh, I'm not that tactful.
Really? You?
Okay. Bravo. So, last but not least is Jimmy.
Jimmy will step forward.
Okay.
Give him hell, big man.
Welcome back, Jimmy. You had a tough time out last time. Let's see how we do this time. I'll be honest, I didn't have another game ready for you. I was going to have you do like a strength test, but I was thinking of like what, I think it'd probably be another, I think this time for you, actually, Jimmy, we're going to just do a, it'll be another version of Test Your Might, but it's going to be an arm wrestling contest.
Okay.
Because like I realized when I was like, I don't have a second game for Jimmy, so I forgot about that. So yeah, it's going to be like an arm wrestling contest. It's going to be purely based on tough. Or alternatively, we can do a bit of a macabre split on the game we did before and do one called Punching Bag. Still tough, where you have to take the best shots from 4 people.
Let's do that one.
Okay, so we're playing Punching Bag. All right. All right, folks. It's our last game of the evening. Jimmy, are you here for information or to save someone?
To save someone.
Very well. And who are you saving?
Professor Whalen.
Understood. And his eyes glint a little bit. Very well, Jimmy. Please take center stage and get your core ready. All right, Jimmy. So, the first to hit you is going to be the Paint Sasquatch. And it hits you very fucking hard. And I'm not going to make you take harm in this world. Not right now anyway, because I think that I could run the risk of you dying. But it's enough like for a 3 harm shot. And it brings you to the floor. You, sure enough, being the tough motherfucker you are, you get back up, you grimace, and you wait for the next shot. You're going to have a -1. You got a -1 disadvantage on the next tough roll, okay?
Okay.
Next one comes up. This time it is a... actually, it'll be the armorer, like a facsimile of the armorer, Miroslav Zanaya. You take it perfectly. You braced yourself well for it, and the shot sort of bounces off you. So now you got a so that's good. It's evened you out. Third one. The third one is the elder from your old tribe.
This is a straight roll, no disadvantage, correct?
No disadvantage. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he hits again. He really fucking cracks you, and it takes you back to those days when you were being ousted from the tribe. Although you don't really remember why anymore. You're no longer able to remember why, but you know that it was tough. And then there's the last one, and it's Wendy, and you're gonna have a -1 on that roll. Okay. You brace for it, and it brings you to a knee, but you're able to take most of it. So you had 1 main success, 2 failures, and a mixed success. So you're going to have a neutral roll when you spin the wheel.
Okay.
Spin that wheel, Jimmy. Let's see if you get luckier this time.
That's a cool
It
roll,
is,
correct?
Yep, just a straight cool roll.
All right, just making sure.
Yep. That was a 4. JJ, which means that, ironically, even if you'd succeeded on every one of them, you would have failed, regardless. And JJ's smile grows very wide. And he says, "Oh, how I wish you were Jericho Branch right now." I was not ready for you to fail again so soon. I'm just thinking of what he can offer you. Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Ask away.
Am I able to use my expendable thing on this?
Your expendable thing?
Yes.
Hold on.
When another hunter misses a roll, you may choose to take on their consequences.
Oh,
Do not do that.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Jimmy, like, like, no one can stop you if that's what you want to do, but you'd have to speak up and tell JJ.
Yeah. Sorry, Chewy, but you've already had a turn on the wheel.
Do not do that.
I do want to ask though, TJ.
Yep.
Would that put Muldoon back in danger, or is he safe either way?
I think let's play it out. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can make a good balance. Probably not.
Okay.
Well, no, because I could really hurt you with this. So I think I know what I'm gonna what it's gonna be, Callista. I think I know exactly what it's gonna be, and it is going to hurt.
As long as it doesn't put Muldoon back in danger.
Okay, so let's play this out. So say what you want to say and add that into JJ, and I'll tell you what his offer is.
Okay. Yeah, Callista kind of was just sort of sitting there, like watching, but not, kind of distracted for the whole thing. But when Jimmy goes up to the wheel and she sees JJ's reaction to his result, she stands up and she says, "Wait."
Yes.
I'll do it.
You'll do it, but you already succeeded. What could you possibly offer me? Why would you want to take this wheel? You know what the wheel does, Callista.
Yes.
JJ, don't let her do this.
But Jimmy, this is a twist, and everybody loves a twist. Go ahead, Callista. Make your case.
I think you know that there are things that you can take from me. And
Oh, yes, I do.
as long as the person I've saved stays saved, then give me your best shot.
He turns back to you, Jimmy, and says, "You really are a lucky one. I was going to take your mortality away from you."
You can have it. I give it freely to you. Just don't take her offer.
Oh, Jimmy, but seeing your face, that is an even greater payment. And now you have to watch. And he bubbles you and sends you to the back. And you can smash on that and rage. But,
Jimmy's smashing on the bubble.
Yeah, sure. By the way, if he'd taken your mortality, Jimmy, I'm pretty sure that would have killed you. He looks at you and says, Callista, you want my best shot? I could give you my best shot, but you see, when you go for the heart, it's not wise to just pierce through with one blow. No. The idea is to create the thread, to slowly work between those very, very delicate veins, and then pierce. Because, Callista, I know what your biggest fear is. And the spotlight dims, and that screen lights up, Callista. And it's a picture of Paula. And he leans behind you and says, "Your greatest fear is that I'm going to make you forget her." And, of course, I could. But that would not be fun. Because then you wouldn't know why you're sad, why you're lonely, why you're heartbroken. No. Callista, I am going to take the memories of your mortal life with Paula. You will remember how you met her, you will remember you loved her, and you will remember you lost her. But those halcyon days with her the second time round, gone.
All of them?
Unless you have something else you want to bargain with.
I'm trying to think about what else she can offer. I have many memories. Many experiences that you could take away from me.
But those won't break your heart. Those won't make you regret. I could take away your experiences fighting against the spawns of hell, but that's a pleasure, not a punishment. So what would be the point? And I did warn you, Callista is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I know.
So I think you will remember the life prior when you first met her. Mm-hmm. You'll remember falling in love together. You remember all that, but correct me if I'm wrong, the second time you went back and lived your life out together in old age, that's what you'll forget.
Yes.
You'll know everything else. You will know you've got a deal with Lady Death and all that, but you just that life will be gone. And again, this is a big deal. So if you can make me a scintillating offer, inside or outside of the game, if you can make me something that's equally as devastating. You know what? I've got one. I've got one. You know
okay.
what? JJ says, wait a minute. I know another way to break your heart. Callista, I will make you forget all about Margot.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be the other option.
You will know you lost someone. You will know that your heart was broken. And no matter what your friends tell you, you will never know why.
I had a thing that I wanted to say to her.
I mean, technically, like, you know, you never know how the story will play out, you know, at the end of it all, but those are your options. Those are your options. I don't think I can do anything better because
no, yeah.
What else
Those are
could
like
I
the
take?
two people, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Callista inhales a slow and shaky breath, and she has her eyes fixed on the screen, like where Paula's image is.
Mm.
And she says, oh man, this is really hard.
So if you're struggling with it, because I feel like I'm twisting the knife here, I'm trying to think of any other way. No, do you know what? I can't twist any further.
No, I don't think there is. I know. I'm just trying to think about.
I feel bad for you. And Jim, actually, no. You know what? While you're thinking on it for a minute, Endicott is biting Endicott's biting his lip, like he is very upset for you. Paint is in the corner, like it's not even funny drinking. He's drinking a bunch of like paint, but like it's like that sad drinking that someone does. Jericho, how are you reacting to this?
Jericho's kind of been sitting there silently, trying to think of a way out of the situation.
Yeah.
Also, can I? Now we're here. Can I roll like?
Can you roll?
Well, I gotta see where I'm looking where the best way out of this option.
There isn't one. I will tell you right now, there is no way out of this. This is a choice that Callista has to make. So
I kind of saved Jimmy from we already did this.
You've already done it, but also it's nice that you would want to try. But I do not. But no, you know what? Like the thing is, I would say like Jericho is the one person JJ wants, but This is something like I can't have everyone overdo everyone's roles because then Jimmy could overdo you.
Exactly.
So it's not something you can. Were you thinking to step in and try and like take the penalty, if you will?
Not exactly that. It's just like, kind of any solution. Like, is there a way that we could like? If there's a way like actually out of the realm at this time.
No, you have no way out of it. What you ascertain, Jericho. In fact, give me. Do you know what? While Callista Lucy's thinking on this, 'cause it's a big deal. Give me a weird roll, and I'll let you inspect the area. How about that?
Cool.
And Jimmy, you're just smashing against the wall, right? And roaring, and you know. I'm assuming.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. On a 9, Jericho, you know that this is the work of a fractal. This space you're in, the ability to be transported and shifted, and everything with the way the game show can like manifest these creatures, like these facsimiles of people you know and games. It's the work of a fractal. And on a 9, it's not a complete success, but I will give you, this would be the space fractal, because this is manipulating a space.
I thought you were gonna do that when I heard you say this space range. Like, oh, it's a space fractal.
But you also realize that taking strength out of it, that is a fractal's ability. That is the same as you trying to someone else like Paint Gugson trying to channel lightning, like proper lightning, not like lightning spell, like actual arc lightning. It can't be done unless you absorb it. You are not able to get away, and you realize with sort of a degree of really painful resignation, looking over at Jimmy, if you had the ability to get away, you would have done it last time.
Thank you. Just noting that down.
Yeah, no problem. We've got one more little bit after this to finish up on. So,
Okay.
Yeah, Luce.
I have one question for you that I want to send to you over DMs really
Okay.
fast.
Yeah, please go ahead. I will say right now, was not ready for this. This is
Yeah.
Amy.
Well, I'm a little. I was gonna say Amy's not even here, so this is gonna be devastating.
Oh no, I already have a plan for that. That's not a problem. I
Okay.
will. 1 second. So yeah, actually, I'll tell you after this. But yeah, no, I already have that covered. Don't you worry. That's taken
Okay.
care of. You have already found a way of saying what you need to say when it's ready to be said.
Great. Well.
That's why you have Capri, honey.
Callista. Yeah, Callista's still staring at the image of Paula, and then she closes her eyes, and one a tear rolls down her cheek, and then she opens them again and looks over at Jericho because Jimmy's bubbled in the back, and says, "Don't ever stop trying to save her soul."
Oof.
That's a promise.
Jericho, asking Jericho directly, did you expect Callista to choose Margot or Paola? To forget.
Jericho would have probably bet on Margot, seeing like all the experiencing some of the more like being there when like like her experience with Paola with the skin changers, or was it
Skinwalkers? Yeah.
Walkers in the very first arc, and kind of like how every time she's brought up, Callista goes a little psycho.
Yeah, she hasn't really talked about her directly necessarily, but yeah, there's been enough mentions of her at this point.
Jimmy, what about you?
Jimmy has no words right now.
That's fair. I feel like Jimmy would, at this moment, then maybe stop screaming and just sort of like either lean back against the wall or something like that.
Jimmy is crying right now.
And JJ smiles, and you hear a click, and you turn back, and you see a woman staring at you, Callista. She's got red hair. She's grinning from ear to ear, and she's standing around you, Jimmy, Wendy, Jericho, Nell, and it's Jericho's birthday party. And you have no idea who this woman is anymore. And as you look at her, you feel a horrific sense of longing. But it's completely alien to you. And as if knowing he's won, JJ, the whole area leaves with a crack. And you are transported back to the spaces in between. Just sort of there as you stare into nothing. Jimmy, I would say probably still crying, and Jericho, you hear a voice saying, "I knew you'd save me. God damn, you're fucking incredible, Jericho Branch."
Jericho just kind of slowly turns to face the voice.
And it's Nish. And she sees your face full and says, What's wrong?
Otto Kruger, Renault's father, is dead.
Oh. But you came for both of us, right?
I did.
And her eyes widen, and as she sees the look on your face, and she leaves you with a lingering question as she looks around at the sort of scene in front of her and says, Where's Kruger? Thank you so much for listening to the Nightmare Detectives. I want to thank all of our patrons for helping to make this show what it is, starting with our Sturgeonite faithfuls, Amy Shan, Asher Bell, Haley Clark, Jason Webb, Larry W, PRDDL12, and Sabrina Alexander. Our Purple Crayon Eaters, Death31, Feeny Von Karma, Gianni Di Lorena, Heather Callie, Marianne Peck, Max and Square. Our janitors, Alex Nunez, Arkin Cookie, and Scott. Our Nightmare Detectives, Adrian Rodriguez and Ethan Nelson. And our Blackwell family members, Clue 404, Jackal of Hearts, Kyo Volk, and Tabitha Baines. Thank you so much for giving up your time to listen to this show, wherever you may be finding it. A thank you to Sir Gorky for our phenomenal Nightmare Detectives artwork and new logo. Hey, if you love the show and want to show your support, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment with your favorite bit about the show. If you know someone who might be interested in D&D or Monster of the Week, but wants to be a little bit loose with the rules, with a bit of drama, anime storytelling, or hey, someone who might love Sturgeon, give them a recommendation to the show. If you want to show further support, which is always optional, the Patreon starts at $1. The tiers allow you to kind of choose whichever one's affordable for you. Content goes up early. There is some exclusive content on there, and we do skits based on your tier system. Again, only if you can afford it. Any support we get is immensely appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.